Hi everybody, So Wookie here. In this video, we're going to take a deeper look at the PGI.S 2021 tournament rules and format. A deeper look at how exactly the different events work and how the teams earn the prize money and then finally earn the most prize money and become the winner of the entire tournament. If you want to find out more about which teams are participating in the tournament, there'll be a little card at the top now that'll take you through to a video that tells you about the different teams. Or if you want to find out more information about the Pick'em challenge and how you interact with the tournament, there'll be another card at the top about that one too. But in this specific video, like I say, we're going to go over more about the actual format of the tournament and the rules for the tournament as well. If you do find this video useful, consider liking and subscribing to see more. So, let's jump right in. So 32 teams from around the globe will battle week over week to claim as much prize money as they can. Let's take a look at the tournament and rules for PGI.S 2021. So, the tournament will begin with the ranked decisions. So starting on February the 5th, before the main tournament starts, teams will battle it out in 24 deciding matches across 3 days. The result of these matches will split our teams into 4 different groups and decide the placement order for the first set of weekly survival matches. The top 16 and the bottom 16 teams from this decision are important. More on that in a second. It is worth noting as well that the ranked decision matches I don't believe are going to be broadcast. Once the matches have taken place, they'll be published on the Pubg social media network, so you can see where your favourite teams came, but I don't think those matches are going to be broadcast, so just keep an eye on that on the social medias to see where your team placed. The next is the weekly series. The meat of PGI.S are 6 different weekly series where teams battle for placement and prize money. These consist of the weekly survival matches held during the week and the weekly finals held on the weekend. Unlike our previous tournaments, teams earn prize money each week and the team with the most at the end of the tournament is crowned the winner. So you don't all just earn they don't just all earn all the money in the final matches and then that's that. They earn the money as they go along, but the amount of money they earn will increase as the tournament goes along, so there's a lot of room for catching up, or one good week towards the end can get you in a real standing for the overall win. Weekly survival. Weekly survival matches are 16 matches played over the course of 3 days during the week. The object here is pretty simple. 16 teams fight the last team standing. The team who brings home the chicken dinner moves on to the weekly final. The remaining 15 teams are then joined by the next team of the bottom 16 waiting list, and another match begins. This goes on until 16 teams qualify for the weekly finals. So, the first 8 teams to win a survival match also win prize money, with the money given more money given the sooner you win. So this is why it's important. So when the teams are doing the qualifying matches, it's important to be in the top 16, because then theoretically if you won the first match you'd be through to the first weekly final immediately, whereas say you came about 20th, so you're in the bottom 16, you're about 20th, so you're 4th in line for getting on the list to play a game. 4 teams will already have had to have got to the final before you even have a chance to play the first game, so you're at a less and less chance to then get through. So that's why teams doing the qualifying matches is going to be like, really trying to get in the top 16. And if the team that comes stone dead last in 30 seconds, it's impossible for them to be in the first weekly final. So if they come, then yeah, it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's impossible. They'd have to win the very last match of the week to get in there, but I mean, it's so unlikely. So that's just something to note. Weekly finals. The 16 qualifying teams from the weekly survival matches then compete in a 10-match tournament over the weekend. This tournament follows traditional Pubg esports tournament structure, and the top teams bring home an even bigger amount of prize money, which increases week over week. These 16 teams become the first teams to play in the next week's survival matches, and the bottom 16 compete in another set of placement matches to determine their position on the waiting list. And again, it just says that those placement matches happen on Saturdays before the main tournament starts, and again, those aren't going to be broadcast either, but the results will be published on the social medias. Next up, we get to see, here is the weekly survival money. So if you're playing the first set of weekly survivals and you win the first game, that team would then get $10,000 onto the tournament prize total, and they'd also go straight through to the final. If you're the 8th team that qualifies, you only get 1,000. And then the rest of the teams that qualify after that, so the next 8 teams, wouldn't get anything, but they get the opportunity into the final. So teams are going to want to win early. So it's not going to... The strategy of sitting back and waiting ain't going to win, because to win the entire tournament, it's about how much money you win. So you want to win as much as possible. Here we see the weekly finals prize pool, and again on week 1 the team that comes first will get 25 grand, but in week 6 the team that comes first will get 500,000. So, and it gradually increases, as you can see. So week 1, if teams have a disastrous week 1 and week 2, it doesn't really matter, because if the same win, if say for example the same team won week 1 and came first on both weeks, and then completely bailed out on week 3 and another team came first, they'd still be losing to that team because it's higher amounts. So it's going to be quite interesting. I think we're going to get a real... I reckon when it gets to like week 3, week 4, it's going to get really tense, because the bigger amounts of money are coming in. You're going to get other teams that have sorted out the strategies that are suddenly jumping up the leaderboard. And then I hope there's not a team that just whitewashes and they get to week 5 and it's like impossible for them to lose, but I really don't think that's going to be the case here. And the next thing just to mention as well, they have a little note on this, the PGI.S item sales profits. So from all the stores, all the money that they make from buying the skins, buying the coupons, to get the voting coupons, 30% of that will go to the teams that participate. The amount of money the teams will get will be split depending at the end of the tournament by how much money they earn. So the team that earns the most money and then is grand champion of the tournament will get the biggest amount. The team who came 32nd will still get something, but not quite as much. So that's how the working that out. But it's nice that they're giving something back to the teams that are participating from the skin sales, which is pretty good, because I imagine it's quite a lot of money that they make. But that's it for today's video. Like I say, at the end there'll be a couple of cards on there about a video about the 32 teams that are participating, as well as the pick 'em challenge if you want to look into those more. But for today, that's it about the tournament rules and format. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing to see more. Wookie out.